Laveau.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Expressions Podcast. Your host, Expressions. Today, really an amazing episode today, if I'm being honest. Someone who is really an underground legend in the making. His catalog's insane. If you haven't heard him, I'd imagine, you're probably just living under a rock of some sort. The one and only Laveau. Laveau, welcome to the show, man.
Look,
Thank you so much for coming on, man.
thank y'all for having me for sure, bro. I've been watching this, been listening to like I guess since the Silent Casket episode. So
That's a
I
long time
really
ago. That's like episode
yeah,
two. Episode two.
yeah, I've been rocking with y'all like for
I
sure.
appreciate that. Appreciate that love, man. So again, the intro didn't do enough. We're gonna get into your resume and everything, but I wanted to start with this.
Uh,
Laveau. What does that mean? I'm at least to my knowledge, it looks French. Something as like something French. What the hell does it mean though?
nah, it's crazy because Laveau is like that. Vo is like actually part of my last name. Like that's like
Okay.
my first name, right? Like so it is French, and I'm Haitian, so
Yeah.
Haitians have French last names or whatever.
Hmm.
But like, what actually made me start calling myself this shit, like, it's crazy because the girl I was dating at the time, I was going by something else, and the girl I was dating at the time was like, I had a dream that everyone was calling you Laveau, and I just
What
like
the
how.
hell? That's a real story?
Yes, I swear to God, and I just took it and ran with it. Like, she
Wow.
was right. I ain't gonna. This shit was right. Like,
A name that came from the beyond. Who even know where that shit came from? Laveau.
it's crazy.
Dude, well, Laveau it's a great name, super interesting, like from like a branding perspective. I see
No.
Laveau and you never forget that, Like you see that
Yeah.
shit stuck in your head, like you remember that. Also, one of the greatest tags on the underground too. I appreciate a great tag. You have to appreciate a great tag.
I fuck with people who tell me like a lot of people be telling me they fuck with my tag and like I always like my tag, but it's like something that sometimes you kind of like, damn, it's my tag hard, but
Yeah,
then
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah. Second guess yourself.
I just love hearing that. I'm like, all right, man, like
Nah, one of my
my tag.
favorite ones.
I appreciate that. Man.
So take us back to the beginning, the origin story of Laveau. Why did you start making music and how did you start making music? How did that, what's that whole story like?
Well, like I've always been doing like creative shit, like since I was a kid. Like I was always like drawing and shit and like doing shit on like eventually it came to computers and all type of
Hmm.
shit. But then like I was in college, like I went to Georgia Southern, like it was my freshman year or
Yep.
whatever. And like I was like not fucking with the college shit. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
finna drop out. And at that time, I was like, I was skating at that time and shit, but like I was also like making skate videos
Hmm.
and like, editing them and shit, like filming and shit. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna drop out and like go in and go to a film school or do something creative like
Yeah.
that, doing what I was doing because it was just bullshit. So I dropped down, went back, went back to my mom's crib and shit, and like all I had a couple friends in high school that was already rapping.
Mm.
So when I came back to like where I was like living at my mom's shit again, my friends that were still there, they was like rapping and shit. So like I just randomly got into rapping. Like people would just want me to do it for some reason. I never wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Like eventually niggas started rapping and then like I fell in love with that shit. And then I was friends with producers, you know what I'm saying? So then I'm seeing these niggas on FL and I'm like, damn, I want to make my own beats. Like,
Yeah.
it's cool. Like I can rap. I don't even need nobody. Like I was just rapping my own beats. Like my best friend at the time made beats and like a couple of my other friends that I had like skated with and shit.
Hmm.
And then like they was just showing me little shit. I got FL and then like I don't
Here
know,
we
I just
are.
really I love producing more than like rapping and shit. I just felt like that was really my passion. So I
Yep.
just stuck with that shit.
Yeah. No, I mean, first of all, I just wanna give your flowers to you right now because for the audience out there, the fact that you doubling down on yourself, dropping out of school, saying fuck it, like I got it, like a lot of respect for that, man. A lot of people, unfortunately, were scared to make a decision like that. Obviously, everyone has different situations, but to see you like say fuck it, bet on yourself, man. I love to see shit like that, calling your own shots. Like I'm gonna figure it out regardless. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what
Like
I'm saying?
I love that. I love that. But also interesting kind of just being around rappers, producers, and being in that environment. And you're from Atlanta. We're gonna talk a little bit about that. I have a whole little segment on that I want to do in a little bit. Um,
Like,
but kind of being in that environment of just a lot of people around you making music, kind of just saying, all right, fuck it, like I'm gonna try it. I love it. So let's bring it up to present day right now. Who haven't you worked with is really the question. And some of the songs you've been a part of just been insane. So here's a resume for anyone if you've never heard of Lavelle before. Working with guys, Bermuda Ye, one of my favorite artists in the past couple of years. Two of them really. Bear One
yeah,
Boss, Lifeless Garments, NDOD, Homicide Osama, Trap Go Crazy, Metro Mars. You got that one Mars song that has like 2 million streams. It's fucking
yeah,
insane with
that's a,
Tragic, right?
yeah, my boy Tragic,
Shout out Tragic, legend,
shout out
legend.
to
I haven't seen it on your playlist. You have an unreleased song with the one and only Ken Carson. Hopefully that sees the light of day one day. Um, so two questions. Let's start here. What does it feel like, Lavelle? What does it feel like to have a song streamed over 2 million times to your music to impact millions of people? Clearly, like, what does that feel like for you now? Considering where you were a year ago, 2 years ago.
this shit crazy for real. Like, this shit crazy. Like, sometimes I'm like, I do music every day, so it's like, it becomes kind of normal. But then
Yeah.
sometimes I have to sit back and be like, holy shit, like, damn, a nigga really accomplished a lot. Like I know I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm like, I always you gotta be present. Like I gotta remind myself to like be present because like
Mm.
a lot of this shit I've done, like niggas look at that and they're like amazed. Like and I can't really just I can't like get too normalized to this shit because this shit really crazy. It's really a blessing. Like
Yeah.
it's like a lot of those opportunities to work with these artists you just named, they just came to me. Like they came to me like literally like
Mm.
Bermuda hit me up to work. I didn't know who he
Fire.
was. Bear came up to me at a show and was like, yo, send me some beats, you're
Shout
hard.
out
Like,
Bear One Boss,
you
man.
know
He
what
one
I'm
of the
saying?
realest dudes in this, it seems, though. But that's just looking from afar, from my perspective, obviously. Yeah, but continue on.
Shit. Metro, like all that shit was just natural. Like it's just a blessing for real, man. It's just a blessing that I can like impact people and people are actually like fucking with my art and
Mhm.
like I'm actually like doing what I knew I could always do.
That's so fire. And I love what you said though, the fact they're hitting you up. Like clearly if they're hitting you up, you gotta be making some fire shit, which is undoubtedly true when it comes to your shit. So the second part of that second part of that question I have is I mentioned guys like Bear One Boss, Lysis Garm, Ken Carson, Trap Go Crazy, etc. What is it like to work with guys that are like that caliber? Because at this point, pretty much I'd say the majority of those guys I named are, I mean, especially Ken Carson, right? Like these are, you know, astronomical stars in a sense, right? That
Yeah,
making huge impacts on the culture. What does it feel like to work with guys like that, and what is it like to be around guys like that?
it's crazy because I've actually like with all of them, I've actually been in the studio with them. So like
That's insane.
it's really like I don't know, it's interesting seeing everybody's process
Hmm.
like like working with garments. He's in there recording himself, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
that working with a nigga like Bear and seeing Bear's process, like he has the craziest recording process like ever. Like he knows exactly what he wants
yeah.
and shit. Like so it's like working with those guys like that in person, it's like a learning experience.
Hmm.
You learn so much and shit and you soaking up game.
Hmm.
But at the same time, you just really getting to know them like on some real like genuine like human shit. Like these
Yeah.
niggas, like I'm friends with a lot of these niggas, bro, that I work with. Like
Oh
we
God.
really like NDOD's here right now. Like you know, like we really be kicking shit. Like that's what I really like about like meeting different artists and shit. Cause like we like to make music and shit. But like, we also regular people, like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's not just
Uh,
all about the fucking music. Like we kick and shit. We just live and we catching vibes and then that shit translate to the music. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah. No, yeah, no, 100% agree. Two things like one, yeah, for me, relationships, even through this, through the podcast, through like hosting, through like just talking to everybody I can really. Those are that's what I do it for, like to get to know people like you, man. And I really like what you said, kind of, just catching vibes, like kicking back. Obviously you said you were NDOD, other artists you're cool with, and like that translate, right? That translates like a good basketball team, like good team in the NBA, you gotta imagine that off the court, they probably have a great time together, opposed to a
you
team
know
that
what
hates each
I'm
other off the court, and when they get on, they don't play well. It's a correlation there. So I think that's so important to kind of take the time to build those relationships. Uh,
saying?
so I said I wanted to talk about Atlanta earlier, so let's get right into it. So a lot of the artists I named there, the majority of them, I'm pretty sure you obviously would tell me the majority of people I named, those are Atlanta natives.
Yeah.
Atlanta in the past decade has been one of the epicenters of culture in this country and as well as pretty much the world.
Nah, for real.
What is it like being in an environment like Atlanta where everything seems very close knit? Like, you mentioned you've been in the studio with Ken. Like, I remember I was watching an interview with him talking like, oh yeah, I used to hang out in the studio with like Thug and Future, like really casually. And like to me, like
Yeah.
like I don't understand that. Like I don't understand it. So can you explain to me what's going on in Atlanta and what's it like to be a part of, a city that's literally pushing the culture forward?
Like living in Atlanta, bro, is really like, and I've literally lived on like every side of Atlanta, so like
Okay.
I really know this shit. It's really
Hmm.
like, it's really like what's the word? An inclusive club. But if you get in, you're in. Like you know what I'm saying?
That's
Like
interesting. That's a great way to explain it. I can understand that.
because like it was like from my first day of like, I was producing whatever, but the first day I actually got into like a real studio,
Hmm.
my first session, like being like an intern at a real studio or whatever,
Hmm.
fucking Gunna and Pablo Juan walk in the door,
Bro,
and
what the fuck?
it was like right before they blew up. Like I heard about them, but it was like right before they really blew up.
Yeah.
And then it was like kind of from that moment forward, I was just always around like artists that like real artists that
Yeah, yeah,
have
yeah.
shit going. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like from that day. So it's like Atlanta. I know a lot of people move here and think, oh, is you gonna instantly get in the scene, but it's like it's kind of hard to get in the scene, but there's a lot of ways to do it. But once you're in, like you're in that shit, bro. Like
Yeah.
it's just you start to see the same people in the same couple studios. Like I know where like basically all those studios are at. Like you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying, you know the producers, you know the artists that are making noise, you know who's working with each other, who's beefing, all this shit. Like you know what the
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. No, yeah. So again, I guess that like proves what I was saying, which was it really just seems from the outside looking in, it's super tight in it. And what you're saying, it's like it's inclusive. So once you get in though, you're in there. Like everyone, you get to know everybody. I think that's really interesting. Can do you think that Atlanta like how much do you think like your success has been accelerated from being in Atlanta as a producer or at all?
Definitely, like that's why like I applaud the people who just like who pick up their shit and move and
Yeah.
shit like that because like that can mean that means a lot, bro. Like just being here and being able to network like how you do, like
Hmm.
how you're able to, and then how you actually like even me starting music was
Hmm.
because I have people already around me doing music.
Yeah.
So that
Hmm.
right there, I feel like
Exactly.
is the upper hand because I know people that be like, I don't know, I didn't know anybody making music,
Yeah.
and when I started making beats, like I immediately had people rapping on them because they were my friends. Like I don't know if the beats were that the hardest beats, but they
Yeah,
was
but
gonna
it's a
rap
huge
on them because they
confidence
were
boost though.
bro.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, exactly. And it's like I know producers now that are like, bro, I was making beats for years before I heard anybody on that shit. So I'm like, damn, that's crazy. So like
Yeah. Yeah.
where you
No,
at does have a lot to do. Like I definitely am blessed
no, that's a great point. Hey, well, shout out Atlanta. Always like I'm grateful for the city of Atlanta. I'm from New York, but the city of
yeah.
Atlanta has given me so much great music in my life and continues to every day. So shout out Atlanta. Thank you for being you. So
Mhm.
transitioning, I want to talk about bloodpact, Laveau. You're, I imagine, like a founding member of that. I don't know that for sure, but I'm assuming that. Like, you've
I
been
think I was
around.
one of the first couple of people in there
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
You have countless amount of hits with Lifeless Garments. As we
Shout out my
speak,
boy Garmin, man. That nigga
yeah.
moved to Atlanta. He moved back to Atlanta, man. Shout out Garmin.
Where is he originally from? Is he not from Atlanta, right?
Oh, I'm not. I think he is, but I don't quote me on that. I think he's from Atlanta.
Regardless. Okay, he's back in Atlanta. The Lean On Ya video just came out a couple
Shit.
days ago. That shit was fire. It's a fire ass song. Okay. I know you know that though. So
Yeah,
what's
shit.
being in Bloodpack been like? I know a bunch of people in there as well that I fuck with heavy. Shout out my boy Kazo, Silent Casket. Gotta shout them
Shout
out
out
on here.
everybody.
What's it like being in Bloodpack, man? And what's it like to see Lifeless Garments go crazy right now? Ian Connor co-signed. Everyone's talking about him now. The numbers are going crazy. What can you say?
Yeah. Shit, being blood pack is just like really being in a collective that makes you want to go hard, bro. I ain't gonna
Hmm.
lie, because it's like there's a lot of like everybody in there is hard as fuck. Like
Yeah.
the artists, the producers, the graphic designers. So when everyone's like sharing their work and shit,
Yeah.
you want to like, oh shit, I gotta go crazy, bro. It's niggas in there. You know, my niggas Morton Tommy, they like fucking 16, bro, going
Legends,
fucking
legends,
stupid. So I'm
legends.
like,
Been on the
I'm,
pod. Shout out Mort. Shout out Kami.
yeah, I just had them at the crib like not too like a couple days ago, bro.
Hell
When
yeah.
Tommy came
Nah, I
into
mean, there's a lot more people I could shout out than that. I didn't mean
yeah,
to go
like
through them like
shout
that,
out
but
everybody
legends,
in
man. I
Blood Pack.
apologize.
I ain't gonna cap, but like.
Mm,
Everyone's in there. It's just so hard, makes you want to go hard. Like, and
yeah.
everyone just working and
Mm.
cool. Like, it's just family vibes, bro. Real family vibes, bro.
No,
That's
that's all
what's
right. I
up.
think specifically though, from a producer standpoint, on your side, like bloodpact has ridiculous producers though.
Yeah,
I'm about to talk to I'm about to do a Mars interview actually right after this. Shout out
yeah,
Mars.
yeah. Shout out Mars, man.
Mars, Keizo Mort, Kami, like yourself,
Hazel, that
um,
nigga Hazel,
Z
so
Zikin.
Zicket, yeah, that nigga. I'm
Not
saying, like,
everybody,
everyone in
bro.
there, like,
Yeah,
we got everyone's sound is cohesive, but we all have our own sounds.
I
That's the another
agree.
thing I
It's a great
love about
point.
this
Um,
is, yeah. But no,
so
I also to finish the second part of your question though, seeing Leak go up, man,
yes,
like Garnet, my boy Garnet, seeing him go up is so crazy, man. Like just me getting into it, bro. Like it's so crazy because like I had first heard about him because I had seen a snippet on Instagram of like the real Vampire 2 music video.
yeah,
Oh shit, music
yeah,
video.
great song.
And I was like, what the fuck? I ain't never heard no shit like this. Like, this is before I knew any of the niggas, like, but even before I knew like more produced it or any of that,
Yeah,
any of that shit, right? I'm like, this nigga crazy. So I'm DMing him and shit. Like he hit me back and shit, and we was talking like I'm sending him beats. I never knew like if he was hopping on them or anything, right? Fast forward like maybe a year or something. This nigga unfollowed me and everything. So I'm thinking, damn, bro, never rapped on my beats. And I was in LA. It was like the last time I was in LA. And it
hmm
was just a crazy night of partying. Like I wasn't even doing no music shit. We was just partying on
You're having a
some
good
like
time.
LA shit.
Yeah,
I end up at this fucking rave, bro. I end up at this rave and I look in the crowd, bro, and I just fucking see this nigga garbage. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, hey, bro, don't you do music? Because I wasn't 100% sure
yeah,
it was him. I was like, don't you do music? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, I taking my phone, I'm showing him our DMs. I'm like, bro, I've been trying to work with you. Let's tap in. He's like, yeah, bro, let's work. Like, he's like, I feel like shit. Since I met you here, like it means something. And I was like, oh yeah, he's tapped in. You feel me? So like, I think it
that's
was like the
crazy. That's a crazy story.
oh god, it was like the next day or the next couple days. I took like a hour lift to fucking Santa Ana, and I had a goddamn we had a studio session. We made the song landed.
Yeah,
And he recorded himself and shit.
isn't
And
that that's on text page?
yeah, on text page.
Yeah, that shit is fire. Yeah,
That
I
was
know.
the first
I
time.
remember like that pink and purple like picture, whatever. That's how I
Yeah,
remember in the songs.
that
Shit's
was the first beat I played, bro. That was the first beat I played, and it was
wow.
the last beat I made before I went to LA from Atlanta. So it was like the last thing I did. I just played the first beat, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that's it." And made that shit. I was like, that's when I knew, like, oh, he's the one, bro. Like
That's so
that
fire.
nigga's so hard.
Nah, I mean he's crazy, and it's only getting crazier for him, and we're only gonna see
Yeah.
more. We're only gonna see it blow up even more. Um, so a couple quick questions for you, Laveau. Who are some of your musical inspirations growing up? Producers, artists, anyone?
All right. My musical inspiration growing up, definitely like Kanye.
Hmm
I'll say that.
Yeah,
Um, uh, hold on. Oh, Chief Keef. I thought
yep.
Chief Keef for
Almighty
sure.
Sosa.
Yeah. On a producer. Producer tip. I would say like TM88.
Yep,
Even like Zaytoven
fire.
and Metro Boomin
Yeah, Atlanta
and
man.
but it's crazy. Like I also fuck with a oh I can't I'll say Lex Luger too. I ain't gonna lie.
Fire.
I was listening to a lot of Juicy J when he was making Lex
Yeah,
Luger.
I think Lex Luger. I'm thinking like Waka Flocka Flame, right?
Yeah, well, that was like
Classic.
what like But I wasn't even thinking about doing music, but I was just such a fan, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, of course, of
I
course.
listen to that shit,
How could you not be?
you know what I'm saying? But man, I know there's some shit I'm
That's
forgetting,
a no, it's a
bro.
good list. That's
Oh,
a great list right there. That's a great list.
I
You
can
can't
like
go wrong with that.
Earl Sweatshirt. I'll put him on there
Yeah,
because people
bro.
used to tell
Earl, bro. What's your
me
favorite Earl
about.
song? What's your favorite Earl song ever? What's
Um,
the first one that comes to your head? I already had mine. It came the one in my head right now is Chum. I love that fucking song.
yeah,
I just needed to announce that.
I fuck with Chun though. I can't count.
Bro,
I fuck
going as
with
hard as Vince
Chun.
Carter's knee cartilages. Like,
You
come
know
on,
what
bro.
I'm saying?
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Spitting bars, man. Shout out my boy Nick Back, man. Because you gonna interview him soon, man.
Nah, hell
Yeah,
yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to, 100%. Um, Laveau,
yeah.
I think you have a great taste in music, considering how many different people you work with, excuse me, from all different sort of backgrounds. Like I mentioned, all different artists before. So my question is, who are you listening to right now? But like right now, you open up your phone, like after we get off this call, you're trying to play some music. Who are you playing right now?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Right now, I'm only really listening to these couple people, bro. I can't even cap.
Let's
Like
hear it. Let's hear it.
whether I made the beat or not. NDOD, Lifeless Garments, and Bear.
Yeah.
Like I ain't gonna cap. Like I hope no one gets offended, but those are the things that like.
Nah,
I have
nah,
to listen
nah,
to
nah.
every day, bro.
Listen, listen.
I ain't gonna cap.
Two out of those three. I agree. I gotta tap in with NDOD more. To be fair, I'm
That's what I'm
sleeping. I'm
telling you, bro.
sleeping. I'm sleeping. I'm gonna tap in though. I'm gonna tap in more. But two of those three, that's true. I agree with you. That's not bad.
No,
Um,
for real,
all
like
right.
that.
What's your favorite Bear One Ball song? Like, do you have like a Bear One Ball song you just love? I'm just curious.
I ain't gonna
There's a
lie. I
lot
like
of
that.
them.
Off his newer shit, I like the song "Wabi Hobby." That's that song is crazy. My boy P9 made the beat. He don't even like that beat, but like I'm telling him, like, bro, that shit is trim. But out of Bear's older, like more classic shit, I'll say what is it, Zone 6? What is that song called?
Yeah, Zone 6. Yeah,
Yeah,
that shit's fucking fire,
that shit
bro. You know
fire.
what song is crazy? I think Demise, bro.
Yeah, oh yeah, Demise is
That
crazy.
that's like a top three
Oh,
Bear song, bro. There was
Demise is crazy.
I listened to that every day for like a month straight. I couldn't help myself. This shit was too good. Um, Shout out Bear One Boss Real. Too deep of a catalog. Uh, Laveau, 2028. That's 5 years from now. Question everyone gets here on this podcast. Where are you gonna
Yeah.
be? Where will people see Laveau in 5 years?
Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I feel like in 5 years, I'm gonna be on that like Metro Boomin, Pierre level, like Tay Keith level, like
Hell
that.
yeah. Hell yeah. I love it.
Legendary shit. Like niggas gonna see this shit, bro. Like I ain't gonna cut. Like this shit finna get in 5 years. Like me and the bros gonna be running this shit. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Yep. I listen again, like I said in the beginning. I fuck with people who call their shots. Call your shots right now. Call your shot. I fucking love it. You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Laveau will be on top.
Come
He'll be
back
on
to
top
this
of the game.
interview and come back to this interview in 2028.
Yes.
Niggas gonna be like, oh
I
shit.
co-sign that. I believe this. I believe that as well. I have no doubt about that. I mean, you could already see it. You could already see it, but again, it's not there yet. It's a lot more to conquer, right?
Yeah, and, and Expressions podcast gonna be bigger than OGM 2028.
Hey
That's what
man,
I'm
I'm not.
calling it right
I
now.
can't diss. I'm not gonna diss any contemporaries like that. Shout out OGM, good people over there. Shout out the Keys.
Shout out OGM,
No, I'm playing with you. But if we could grow to as big as even half as big as OGM, that'd be amazing. Um, Laveau, where can people find you? Instagram, SoundCloud, anything else you want to plug?
Instagram, Laveau with a period between it. SoundCloud, I think it's the same Laveau.
Yeah,
Follow
yeah.
me on Threads. We on
Yeah, yeah,
threads.
yeah, yeah. I
We on
haven't made
threads.
mine yet. I haven't made mine yet. I gotta do that. I gotta do that.
Follow me on threads and shit. Shout out, goddamn, everybody who's been rocking with me, bro.
Oh, wait,
All
wait,
the
wait, wait,
support,
wait. You could get to that. My last question is any last
my,
words, closing statement, Leva.
yeah. Wait, do I do shout outs and shit?
You could do anything. There's
Uh,
a closing statement. You could say
my,
anything you want right now.
now my closing statement, I'm gonna say, shit. Yeah, thank everybody who's been rocking with me. This shit just only gonna get bigger, man. God, if you hating on me, suck a dick. If you can't stop this shit, you feel me? And shout out Expressions for bringing me on the podcast, man. Shout out all the bros. And if you trying to chase your dreams, don't let nobody tell you can't do it, bro. Because only you can see your vision, bro. That's your vision. Like, go crazy.
Powerful, powerful words right there from Levo, my brother. Thank you so much for coming on the pod. Means the world to
Nah,
me, man.
yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you for having me.
Of course, of course, of course. To everyone listening, thank you very much. And until next time.